So in this photo is Stuart Copeland's portable recording rig from the 1980s when he was on tour with the Police. Stuart Copeland was the drummer. Andy Summers was a guitar player. Sting was the bass player and singer. They had hits like Roxanne, Message in a Bottle, and Every Breath You Take. And ever since I've seen this picture, I have been infatuated with it. I've always tried to put together a mobile recording studio, a minimal setup. My dad took me and my mom to Alaska in a school bus. He tore the inside out. He made beds and stuff. And we went from Texas to Alaska. And I thought to myself, if I had something that I could have recorded with back then, it would have been so much better of a trip. And I loved the view, the mountains and all this stuff. But there were times where I was like very bored just riding. And something like this would have been amazing. But comparing this to today's modern era, the iPad. The iPad has everything in this photo at the tip of your finger. Down at the bottom, we have a Casio, I think that's a PT20 chord keyboard. They could have called it a Casio tone, I'm not sure. The next keyboard is, I think, a VL Casio model of some sort, probably for like synthesizer or bass. And then above that, we have the Boss DR55 Dr. Rhythm, a very simple drum machine. And then the red thing, I believe, are speakers. I feel like I had a set of these. They were for a Walkman. You kind of put your Walkman in between it, and you could listen to your Walkman without headphones. Of course, he has some headphones in this picture. And then the thing at the very top is a Rockman. This was made by the guitar player of Boston. More Than a Feeling. I think Def Leppard even used one of those to record one of their songs on maybe Hysteria, I'm not sure, one of those from that album. And the Fostex cassette recorder. So basically, this is a blueprint for a mobile recording studio. The only thing missing from the photo is the mic. Of course, outboard, maybe a guitar or acoustic guitar or a bass guitar or some sort of instrument like that. But other than that, this has got everything. And the iPad, comparing this to the iPad has so many drums, so many synthesizers, so many bass synthesizers, keyboards, pianos, you name it. All that is covered. You have Tone X, you have Tone Bridge, you have all these different things covered for guitar. The Fostex recorder, you've got Cubase, you've got Logic Pro, GarageBand, Audio Evolution, FL Studio. There's so many digital audio workstations on the iPad. But when I look at this picture, I think it's a cool picture. And I'm not saying I would go out and buy this stuff. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just saying, comparing this to modern day portability, the iPad is amazing. You could add a few little things like my rig. I've got, a Uni hub. I've got a couple of external MIDI controllers and keyboards. I have an audio interface. But even still, with all that, it all fits on a little food tray. So I just thought, this is very cool. And I have outboard gear also. I mean, I love outboard gear. I love turning knobs. But I integrate that into the iPad. But I was just wanting to see if anyone else was like just very trying to be minimalistic, portable. And this is just a great picture to use as a blueprint for what you're trying to accomplish, with the little instruments. I mean, we've got it made these days. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about.